For today's online luncheon seminar, we invited two representatives working in projects funded by the Toyota Foundation. The projects are International Grant Program, Practitioners Exchange on Common Issues in Asia, and Special Subject Program, Migrants and Japanese Society, to listen to their respective efforts. Today's session and the next, we will discuss medical care and nursing care. It is rather difficult to talk about all foreigners in general because they come from a variety of countries and cultures. Differences in language, culture, and social norms, especially religious values, can create problems. There are about 130,000 Muslims from about 30 countries living in Japan. It is important to promote understanding of how they are troubled in our society. Here I would like to introduce the word halal. Halal is a word that means acceptable, tolerated, or lawful in Islam. It means that it is a different way of thinking than mere likes and dislikes of people. My research focuses on the fact that Muslims see practicing halal as faithfully following the teachings of God. This is a typical hospital meal when you are in a Japanese hospital. It consists of rice, miso soup, vegetables, fish, and sometimes meat. But Muslims are not allowed to eat meat in general, and they also request medicines that do not contain porcine origin. For example, the material used to make capsule in gelatin, most of it is derived from animals. I have heard that many vaccines also contain ingredients of porcine origin, and when this is the case, there are requests from Muslims that they do not want to consume them. In reality, it is difficult to find out how many patients are actually able to check these details and make a request. Another challenge is that Muslims need same-gender doctors and medical professionals. Muslim women in particular prefer to be examined by female doctors and nurses. This is because Islam has a rule that women should not show their skin to others, especially to the opposite gender. Except for their face and hands, in Japan, the ratio of female doctors to the total of number of doctors is about 22%, which is very low compared to other countries. Even if you want to see a female doctor, it is very difficult. At Japanese society, as it accepts diverse human resources, it is especially important to think about how to coexist without creating conflicts, and to think about medical issues not only with medical professionals, but also with the society as a whole. Japanese society, for better or worse, is a society where few people are interested in religion. This activity focuses on Muslims who are a minority in Japan. And I have noticed many things. I have noticed that the percentage of female doctors in Japan is so low. And this brings to light some of the issues that Japanese society needs to address. In this sense, it is not something that is irrelevant to us. First, I would like to show you an example of what easy Japanese sounds like. Easy to understand Japanese for medical use, COVID-19 test version. When referred to easy to understand Japanese, it is about simple and understandable Japanese. It is suitable for a variety of people, including non-native speakers, the elderly, and people with disabilities. In this video, I first speak in general phrase and then speak in easy one. Measuring body temperature. Can you please take your temperature? Please hold it under your armpit and wait a moment. I will measure your temperature. I will check. Please insert it here. It's good to indicate the location with your hand. Explanation at the end. We will call you later to inform you of the results. You will get the results tomorrow. I will call you. Be specific about the date by pointing to the calendar. There is more than one way to communicate in easy Japanese. Let's try rephrasing it in various ways. When speaking to non-native speakers of Japanese, there are some tips that are especially important to know. For example, just avoid honorific and humble language can greatly improve understanding. Avoiding o and go at the beginning of words can also be overlooked. Even if you know the word kusuri or medicine, when the word is changed into okusuri, you may think it is a completely different word that you do not know. We have been giving 1 to 2 hours lecture workshops on various occasions for the past 3 years. We practice translating words and sentences into easy Japanese. Then we do role play with foreign residents. Because we could no longer do face-to-face workshops due to COVID-19, we were facing crisis for the project. Initially, we limited our on-site workshops to 10 prefectures, but thanks to the spread of online lectures, we no longer had to think about geographical restrictions and travel. While external activities were restricted, the members of the research group were able to create video materials as a joint project with the Tokyo Metropolitan Government and the university. We have conducted workshops, hoping that the participatory training in easy Japanese will not only help the medical experts and staff, but will also make the foreign residents who participate feel closer to them. If easy Japanese is used in the medical field, even the elderly and children can understand easily. We believe that this is very effective and will promote various kinds of communication, even outside the medical field. I received a question of the criteria for easy Japanese, and I think that will vary from person to person. Some foreigners who have lived in Japan for a long time are completely fine with honorific and humble language, while others who have just arrived need more simple speech, or you need to use other methods such as showing them pictures or showing them how to do things. Therefore, I think it is difficult to apply uniform standard. I received a question, and with regard to this, Kohno-san, could you take this question? It goes, what kind of consideration is necessary, and what can be done when medical personnel are foreigners or Muslims? What do you think about this point? What consideration should be made at workplaces that accept Muslim nurses and medical personnel? I think it would be better if consideration is given to food and space for prayer, for example. However, each person has a different way of thinking, and some people are flexible, while others want to adhere strictly to their faith. If you have such a person at work or among your friends, you can talk to them and find out if they are particular about a point, but can be flexible on other points. I think it is also possible that people from different cultures have certain beliefs that I am not aware of, and this can cause communication conflicts. Globalization has caused a situation where the accepting society has no choice but to deal with the situation so that foreign people can work without stress and problems.
せざるを得ない状況にこのグローバル化の中来ているんじゃないかなということを私は申し上げたいなと思っています。
医師や看護師の、いわゆる養成課程でですね、優しい日本語を
We received a question on whether or not the training courses for doctors and nurses will include easy Japanese, multilingual, and multicultural understanding, and how you are planning or working to approach and cooperate with the government and public
どういうふう
institutions.
にお考えなのか、どういうふうにされているのかということで質問が来ております。
医学部の場合には、
In the case of medical school,
コアカリキュラム
there is a core curriculum, which is a set of guidelines that all students are required to follow
どの大学であっても
before graduating from any university.
その示している要項があるんですね。なのでその中に
Therefore,
優しい日本語
my goal is to include easy Japanese in the core curriculum.
医療者に広く
I believe that if friendly Japanese is widely spread among medical professionals, non-native speakers of Japanese who are anxious about receiving medical care can receive it with peace of mind, and from our point of view, this will lead to the provision of truly safe medical care.
ありがとうございます。吉富先生。
Thank you very much. Yoshitomi-san, any comment, please? In a word, we need to remember the people involved, and we need to listen to their voices and work together with them. In Japan, it takes a long time to change something, but we need to take the time to change by involving many people little by little and make examples. We need to use our time to make friends rather than confronting them.
ことかなと思っています。
それでは皆様、
Thank you very much for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。